Hello everyone and welcome back here at DreamHack Showdown. We just had our first map of today. It was Mirage of Dignitas versus Able Esports White. But yeah, Dignitas, they showed off a very dominant performance. Turned out to be a 16-3. And now we're moving on to Train, a map they've both played before, and in fact already once against each other. That one didn't turn out to be quite as good for Able. It was a 16-7 back then. But let's see if they can turn the tables around.
Yeah, I really hope they can, right? Like, not just for Able's sake, but also for ours, Vilas. I wanted us to have a good game to cast today, and I don't want it to just be over in two very, very dominant maps. With that said, I wouldn't be heartbroken if Dignitas 2-0'd this. As I've kind of been saying, I think that, if you're going to go head-to-head versus CRG Red, you want to be bringing your A game. And so I think to do that, 2-0ing Able would be a very good place to start. But I just want to see a bit more from Able. Like, if I'm being honest, I think when you look at some of the heights this team have reached throughout the event thus far, they have been a very convincing squad. And to see it all kind of fall a little short on the last day would be heartbreaking. And I don't think there's any denying that, You are up against a very, very good team and a very established team in Dignitas. But I think, you need to show that you have something to offer against a team like this if you want to long it out as this squad.
Man, shout out to DreamHack for that production value, 10 out of 10. But here we go, fast-paced aggression from Dignitas here out on the B bomb side. The bomb is there as well. And now the bomb has been planted, so that does leave Able now with the retake. But people keep on falling. It's Smiley that is wanting to do so much damage, but is not able to quite connect the shots. And now Sapphire, last player alive, and all 5 of the Dignitas ladies are surviving here. So that's a massive start already, not losing a single player, having that bomb plant. So the money is already looking good, and we have 1 AK, 2 3 Galils, and an MP7 turning up now for Dignitas.
Yeah, 3 scouts purchased up, and you're going to look to try and do as much. Oh, Kimmy, no, the timing couldn't have been worse. She goes back, and she does land a tag there the second time around. So, it's not all in vain, at least. She's tagged a player up, and now these rotations are going to come on in. But the B site is already long gone. It's overrun by Dignitas, and they've even got a player pushed up aggressively in the form of Milk. She could be a bit of a liability if she doesn't land the shots, but that's not going to happen with Milk. She often does just shut things down. She gets a double, and it's all left on Exile. Now, she is the one I'm most scared of with this scout in hand, but a 1v3 is not an easy place to be in. And so she gets dropped shortly thereafter. Dignitas, they're going to go 2-0 up to begin this one. They get that conversion, and now for Dignitas, this third is pretty much loaded in the chamber and ready to go, as it's only going to be these pistols for Able.
Yeah, I do of course understand Able trying to make things happen. You're a map down, and hopefully with a force by you can turn things around, but that's not the case. So they need another eco round now to get back on the money train. So this round, as you said, it should be a walk in the park for Dignitas, and already there a first kill for Milk. Start here making her magic happen towards A. Eventually, there are too many CTs to take care of, but that's great. She has the info. And yes, there's a retake incoming, but with just pistols, Exile does have a Galil. But still no armor nor a single kit. Oh, and the Zeus. Well, maybe, just maybe, we will see some magic there by Kimmy. She's holding it. And if just only one player decides to walk up into connection, maybe... Oh, and there we have it! Kimmy with the Zeus kill. I believe that's the second Zeus kill we've seen in the tournament so far. And it was both on the Able Esports side. On the first time, it was Smiley with the Kukli on Dust 2 with that Zeus. And now Kimmy to follow it up. I mean, yes, they do lose the round, but I love that action.
Yeah, let's see if they can get on the board nice and early. That's really what needs to happen, you know, because Mirage, it was just a case of like too little, too late. You didn't have a good enough first half, and so by the time the second came around, it was pretty much all said and done. Kimmy, missing that spray, but she goes back the second time around and is going to nail it before she gets taken out. We're into this 4-on-4. Bouchard does get spotted. Bit of damage done either way, but ultimately this is almost a problem for Dig. They're able to dig themselves out of the hole a little bit there. Didn't really want to make that joke, but it happened. And now we've got Thea falling. Emily left in the 1v2. And she's over here towards upper, but there's a smoke that gets dropped on the bomb. So she's got to try and get them off of it. From upper, spraying. Does connect onto Smiley, and Bouchard, that re-peek is a little mistimed. And now that smoke's going to start to dissipate soon. The Molotov goes in. That forces... Oh, no, it might be a little too deep. Emily playing around it. And she swings out, takes the fight, wins it. It's 4-0 for Dig.
A little bit scary there for a second. As you said, Abel was definitely pulling up a good fight, but it wasn't enough to completely pull through. So, you know, in this round, once again, it leaves them on pistols. Exile does have a scout, and they have one smoke and one Molotov. But yeah, it's just not ideal. You know, you are on that CT side, which on train should be the better one. Oh, I love that knee damage there by Dignitas. They've been doing it also on Inferno, and now seeing it right back here and translating onto train. I just absolutely love it. It wasn't just enough for a kill, but Bouchard is down to 10 health. Oh, but 2 CTs, you know, it just takes that crossfire to make magic happen. But Archer is ready to follow it up. Reyna as well with a kill. So it got scary for a little bit, but they are right back into the round. The weapon to win it over the pistols. And now the bomb can safely get planted.
Yeah, it's just destruction again, right? Like, you know, if you missed it on Mirage, here it is on Train. It's Dignitas looking really, really good. And Abel kind of struggling to get off to a good start. Now, obviously, this was only a partial investment, so you weren't expecting any kind of tremendous results here for the Abel side. But it's certainly setting a bit of a worrying tone, especially with them being over on the CT half. Like, one of the problems with beginning CT, especially as the underdog team, is that you can end up in this kind of spot where your money is just always a problem. You know, like you get a buy, you wait to get a buy together, you finally bring it out, you lose it, well, then you're down onto what we just saw there, the partial investment. And you're probably not going to pick that up if you've been struggling with the rifles. And then, you know, you can just get stuck in this cycle of those two same rounds repeating over and over and over again. And before you know it, you know, you're 10 rounds into the game and you're always on the edge of just being broke. So it's very, very important that if Abel want to recover this CT half and actually like recover in this series, that they get off to a good start. And I mean that, like, you know, we're 5 rounds in, it's still early days, but we can't keep saying that forever. So we do need Abel to start delivering. This is a nice bit of main aggression. Rain's going to be waiting for it. She plays the anti-flash, and my goodness, she is rewarded handsomely for it. 2 kills, and she picks up the pace. Oh my goodness, Rain with 4. This A site gets completely annihilated by just 1 player, and Kimmy has got no choice but to save. That is absolutely heartbreaking.
Oh man, and they did have so many players over on that A-bomb site, but it doesn't really matter how many people there are. They just win every single duel. And Dignitas are just looking unbeatable at this point. You know, their util game is on point. You know, that light, that grid flash there, that fully blinded them as soon as she kind of wanted to push out. And she just hold W. The confidence is just there to back it up. You know, in that round, she didn't have a whole lot of things to lose. You know, you've created that space for you and your teammates, so you might as well just use it. But here we have it, round number 7. The money is somewhat there for Abel. We do see still some rifles and an op onto Exile, but it does leave Smiley on just a deep. Oh, and the ARB is taken out of the game so quickly, and Smiley as well. And, you know, very, very quickly things get shut down on A once again. Bomb gets planted, and now the retake needs to happen once more.
Yeah, it's 3-on-4. It's not impossible, but to get into it, you have to first beat Pop Dog, and that's going to be a very, very hard position to get back into, especially with Artstar just holding it. And so this retake is never even given the legs to really begin. They can't get this pop control. You know about the player in main. You've got no choice but to save once again on the side of Abel. And so this 7-0 lead is just solidified right out of the gate. This is a bit of a sad start to a CT side. Like, you know, it really has in a lot of these rounds just been one player for Dignitas stepping up, getting the entries, and then suddenly it's already written off. You know, like already your fate's decided in the round. And we're just lacking that same kind of hero for the side of Abel. You can see how confident Dignitas are as well. And the confidence is a very, very dangerous thing to have, because they're pushing like through these smokes time after time. Like think about Emily in that round prior. She has a very, very good read. She's feeling good. She's oh sorry, Rain rather, not Emily. I'm giving Emily credit that she doesn't deserve. But think about Rain, right? She's sat in main. She's playing the anti-flash. She gets those 2 kills. She barrels into the site. And because they're so confident, they're pushing smokes. They're being very, very aggressive. And Abel, they're not on like that same wavelength yet. You know, they're not ready for all of these aggressive fights that we're having come their way. And so they need to kind of figure out, and they need to figure quickly exactly how Dignitas are playing in this very, very hyper-aggressive style right now.
I just wish they can do more, because in the game where both these teams already played one another, also on Train, we had an 8-7 scoreline in the first half, and now it just seems like the Abel we saw back then is just not showing up today, and I'm not sure what's off. But it is something, and it's really sad to see that even after losing that first map, they're not really able to get their momentum back going. Milk now with the entry onto Bouchard, but Exile is anchoring with that AWP onto that bomb site. But eventually, you know, things are looking once again very strong for Dignitas. Kills and trades are flying around. Exile still with it up, this time now moving to connector to change positioning, and it works out. Ooh, but caught off guard there by Thea. And now it's all onto Kimmy. She does have a smoke to extinguish the Molotov. That at least will buy her a little bit more time. But yeah, no one is going to be peeking. She did hear that reload. So at least she knows one of the 2 players, their positions, and she's going to be peeking that E-box first, but of course not knowing where the second player is. And Emily is kind of playing hide and seek right now, and Kimmy is forced to tap the bomb. But the time is a big issue here for Abel and free health as well. And sadly dying to the bomb as well. That is so unfortunate. Not even to save that one rifle, which is crucial because the money is not really there for Abel. This is just heartbreaking, Harry.
Yeah, it really is. Like, it feels like a series of unfortunate events was like based off of this Abel CT side right now. I mean, this is so unfortunate. Like Kimmy even trying to save, which I think is the perfect call to make there, right? And it's not an easy call to make. She dies to the bomb. Like that in and of itself is heartbreaking. Exile trying to go for the peak. We needed a hero, and she did emerge as like the player to keep an eye on in that last round by taking 3 with her. And so she's opened this one up again for Abel. We found the one that we can kind of start to rely on for this Abel squad, and it is Exile right now. And that's great. You know, even one player starting to step up, starting to find their footing can make all the difference, because suddenly it inspires the confidence in everyone else. Smiley and Bouchard, they do get a couple of kills to open this round up. Sapphire's got another dead to rights here. And so this round all falls onto Emily in a 1v3. This is never going to be easy. Up on top of the blue train, she's looking for anything. Oh, that's a little bit awkward. How's she still alive? I don't know. And she does tag Exile, but it's not quite the killing blow. sad as you are to see it, it's the first round on the board for Able. They are able to get it done. They get that one over the line. There is still a reinvestment for Dignitas coming in. They've got money for the future, so they're completely fine in terms of their economy. Hopefully, this is something for Able.
Well, let's hope. I want to see some more action, more firepower. And we've seen it now from Exile. She has definitely delivered, and she can do great work here on Train. But it's not reaching its full potential just yet. Oh, that's unfortunate. The sound cue coming in by that Molotov, and that's giving Thea all the information that she needs. And once again, the W is there. She's gonna keep on going. And here we go, a kill onto Kimmy, and she knows there's more. And Melita will find Sapphire instead. And that's the A-bomb site lost once again on Exile. The money is low on the team. Pretty much. Oh, well, okay, that's another nice kill to have. But the round, you won't really be able to win this one. And an AWP is so costly. Just hold on for that one for now. But yeah, the rounds are taken away for Dignitas, so that's the problem here.
Doesn't even get away with the AWP as well. Now she can reinvest into another, but that would have been a huge save to have, because she could have dropped an M4 into play, and suddenly there would have been a buy here for Able with, 4 rifles around an AWP. And now they go for this buy because at this scoreline, like, you kind of have to, but it's really not great. Exile, I want to see her playing over towards A. I feel like, while it's been good at her getting these picks in the B site, A has been where Dignitas have ended up 9 times out of 10. And I think Exile, if she's here with this AWP, if she's able to just deter them and get them away from this A site, that could make all the difference. And so she is given this angle over towards main. Dignitas, they set up with a few players walking over towards B. There is Bouchard ready to go aggressive over here in those halls as she's holding on. Exile, though, this is the player we want to be keeping an eye on, because she could get gifted a kill right here, right now onto Rain. Hot dog control taken. And Dignitas looking like they maybe want to try and hit this A site, but there's Exile raining out with a shot. Suddenly, you can see the effect this has had, and this is exactly what we wanted from this AWP. It's just made Dignitas say, right, A's off the cards. We're going to fall back into a B play. And this is where Able, now thanks to having this advantage, are one step ahead. They've got players here. They spot Dignitas setting up, and this is an early rotate for Able. They start to bring more players round, and they know that this B play is about to come in.
Well, the Molotov was there, but it's extinguished, and here we go. The B hit is there. Exile there still to deliver, and that leaves Artstar now all on her own. There is time, but this is difficult because all of the CTs have rotated in. She does manage to pick up that bomb, but an AWP is holding it, and the shot is missing. She's gonna hope to kind of play around with them, baiting a few plays out, and it is happening there with Sapphire, but the kill not quite connecting just yet. Now 10 seconds left. Oh, and the Molotov is getting very hot under her feet, and Smiley is using that opportunity to just rise to the occasion, getting that kill. And Able now onto 2 rounds, and it's looking a little bit more promising.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, and that switch up and moving Exile around has worked wonders. Like, she really does have that whole round in like the palm of her hand after getting the entry. So I hope that that's something that we see keep up, especially with this second AWP now in the hands of Kimmy. We've seen her playing over towards Connector as like this swing player between the A and B bomb site. And so I hope that continues, because, I like that Able have this AWP on B. I think whenever the AWP has been at that B site, it's been a very, very strong presence. You can now look to utilize that in other ways. It's actually going to be Exile setting up in this portion of the map with Kimmy being back on the bottom trade. And this is fine as well. Exile's able to hold the line in through main. It's going to be Dignitas moving over towards B once again to open this round up, but this doesn't have to be a B play. There's so much time left. Artstar's throwing in a bit of utility to try and feign an Ivy hit, so I think this will just be the B commitment. They're hoping that Artstar can draw players away from this B site, and if she gets the kill, it certainly should have that effect. Emily's now opened up into B, and this round gets very, very tricky now, especially on the back of losing this CT control. Artstar buys so much time for her team. She delays these rotates. She's done a lot of damage. For Kimmy and Smiley, they're smoked off. They're in a 2-on-4. This has got to be a save.
Oh, so unfortunate that XL wasn't able to connect that shot, because I think if she did, you know, it would have at least made Dignitas a little bit scared there in that after plan positioning. But now it just all fell apart once again. 4-on-2, not possible. Too little money in the bank, and Able are up to save once again. And I'm just I'm just worried, you know, for Able, because I know they can do it at least on the CT side. We're having some troubles on the T side when they were on train, but CT was mainly very solid. And I think, as you highlighted earlier, you know, I want to see XL moving around a little bit more, but the sad thing is, with this amount of money, she's not able to afford an AWP.
Yeah, it's very sad that Kimmy falls right at the end of that round, because she had the AWP, as you were saying, and now they can't afford one. She's actually been downgraded onto the P90. I'm curious to see how she's going to make this work. It's going to be B aggression with it, and I actually like this position for the P90 if you were ever going to have one. She does get it. She does get the kill. P90 can be a little bit fickle sometimes, but she's been able to get that one at least. There's the trade from Milk, though. And so Dignitas are back into a comfortable situation.
Oh, and Smiley had so much information there, but sadly the flanker is getting flanked. But XL still alive with that M4, and maybe that rifle can work some magic here, but she needs to step up. Her teammate has now fallen by the op of Emilite. Oh, and she needs to do it once again, and the money is still low. So the question is, what are you going to be doing? And it's a save once more. Time is running out, though, for Able. And at this point, you can have some kills, but you need a round in order to still be in this game. It was unlucky because I liked, you know, the push that Smiley was putting up. She had so much info. She had the trigger discipline to just play it patiently. And then it's just so unlucky that she was getting flanked herself. Well, here we go. It is Rain with 2 kills here already.
My internet's just wrecked.
Oh. Well, Harry is having some internet
Sorry,
problems.
I'm back with you now. Everything took a bit of a pause there, but we're all good, you know, like it's all fine. And I think it's Dignitas who have taken my internet out with the speed and pace and aggression in this round. It's only Sapphire left, but she has got it into this 1v1. Sorry for throwing you under the bus there. I do appreciate you helping me out, Fearless. Let's see if Emily can take matters back into her own hands. She's got this AWP, and you know that might not be as ideal as it looks with Sapphire being on 1 point of health. She plays this 1v1 well by deciding to hit the B site. She just up and leaves with this AWP. She's going to get the bomb planted, and now with this rotation being just so astronomically far away for Sapphire, there should be very little hope for her, especially as she begins a rotation back through this A site, because it's like only now does she realize, oh, it's not on A, as she expected when she began that rotate. She was too far away to hear the noise. And so now she tries to get up ramp. But with so much time wasted, you're going to be kind of tempted to play this pretty quickly. And if you give any information over, then this round might slip away. So this is very tricky. Emily's going to hide. She nails the shot. Doesn't matter that Sapphire's on 1 HP. She uses the AWP. She locks it in. It's 12 on the board for Dignitas.
Yeah, the problem is, you know, she had to come all the way from A, so that took her quite a lot of time. And her position was actually quite alright, because Emily was looking the other way. But as soon as she needed to put up the pace a little bit, because time was running out, the footsteps were heard. She could turn around very easily, and the quick scope was enough to deal with it. And now Dignitas, 4 players down here over on beam once more, and they're just gonna be bursting out. Not a single flash even used, just a simple smoke. And well, here they come, but Smiley is just holding W as well. She's learned, she is not holding back anymore, and the auto shot is good for 1 kill at least, but the rotation needs to come in, and there is no kit, so they need to make a move very quickly. Oh, 2 more kills now for Dignitas, and that leaves Bouchard now all on her own. She is spotting one there up in heaven, but of course her position is now being compromised, and that is a 13-2 scoreline. Even less close than our Inferno game, but who knows? Maybe Abel is able to pull it right back, but so far very promising from Dignitas. So just like us, you will probably want to find out how this one continues, but we will go to a very quick break first. So stay with us and we'll see you back shortly.
How hard can you go? 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 How hard can you go when the beat drop? How hard can you go when the beat drop?
Welcome back, everyone, here at Dignitas versus Able Esports here at this consolidation final. It is map number 2, and it's halftime. A 13-2 scoreline now here on Train. Things are looking fantastically here for Dignitas. Not so much for Able. They're a map down as well, so they need to pull off something incredible here to stay in this game. And look at this. Julie's out and pressing the W button. And I like that, you know, they're having the util to back it up as well. But little do they know they're getting flanked, and Milk is already there with a very fast kill right in the back. Well, hello, Julies are making it happen, but it is still a 2-on-2.
Yeah, now that they've lost Exile for Sapphire, she's got to do it with the dual Berettas, baby. Tap them. Ah, well, I was really hoping that we could have had a sick dual Beretta 1v2 in Sapphire. Oh, we've seen her deliver before, and she tried to do it again, but not quite. And, you know, that's fine. Artstars picked them up. What's she going to do with it? See, I really do think that, like, if Artstar wants to just be absolutely mental and just wield the dual Berettas here, I'll give it to her. She definitely could, 100%. But she's going to take a FAMAS. That's the thing. Dignitas, they're professionals. They're not here to like mess around and let all these fun rounds slip by and then go, oh no, we've thrown the game. Nah, like they're looking for a merciless victory, and they're not going to give any room over by messing around with the dual Berettas. So, that's a good sign. Tac pause for Abel, and maybe one of the last tac pauses they're going to have if they don't recover right here, right now, on the back of this force buy.
Yeah, I mean, Exile is doing good. She has 13 kills and only 11 deaths, so that's really good for her. But I have a feeling, the rest of the team is not there. Bouchard, we've been, calling out her name so many times for her amazing performance, and she is bottom fragging currently. And it's like, she I don't know, maybe she still needs to wake up. I don't know what's happening. But I just wish we can just see a little bit more of that action one more time. Because I know she can definitely pull something off like that's absolutely nutty, but we haven't really seen much of her this map so far. So a little bit disappointing, but there are still, of course, rounds left if you do well to make that magic happen. We do see now some Deagles, a Tech 9, a Scout, and 1 AK onto Bouchard. Dignitas are onto a little bit of a bonus round now with FAMAS and M4 still saved, but also a Scout and MP9. So let's see what they will be doing.
Oh, yeah, Artstar got the information there that there were players over towards top ramp, but she's still so conservative with this utility, and I absolutely love that. She doesn't... So many players there, right? They get that info, they insta-drop the molly, they fall back into a passive angle, but she didn't. She holds on to it because she knows how valuable these incendiaries are going to be later in the round. It's already pretty clear that Abel aren't rushing anything out of spawn, and so she's just going to hold on to that incendiary along with Dia for as long as they can. One of those is going to go in now. Bit of a shame as well, because as I'm bigging it up, of course, it's an accidental missed Molotov that was meant to go into main. Doesn't matter though, because you're already in so much control that you can afford one missed molly, and the real critical one is Thea still holding on to hers at the bottom of ramp. That smoke goes in, perfect timing. I mean, Dignitas, they really are like just showcasing what great CS looks like for this team right now. Like everything has been so calculated. Like by the time that smoke, oh, hang on a minute, like we got the triple boost. I'm a big fan of this, but it's a little bit finicky to I was like looking. There we go. She gets up, and now, just hold it for a second longer. She could get a kill, but Rain's gone running by. Oh, that's sad. That's sad. I would have loved to have seen this boost accomplish something. Instead, now it's a B play. Thea holding close to the MP9, mops them all up, and it's a very, very quick 15th for Dignitas. A flawless round. They're feeling good. There's no money for Abel. And this could be a ludicrously fast 2-0. I think our fastest best of 3 was like 1 hour and 24 minutes. And this one could potentially beat that. I'm not 100% sure on those numbers. That's very much just going off of a gut feeling. But I think it was something like that. This could be an incredibly quick best of 3 series.
Well, here we go, a fast B rush, and let's see if they can stay in this game a little bit longer, but Thea is ready to close it out. 2 kills now for her. It will eventually get traded, but it is a 2-for-1. So Dignitas here with the lead, and definitely a big health advantage. Kimmy, last player alive, and she won't be able to escape. So Dignitas close it out in pretty much the most dominating fashion we've seen thus far here in the tournament. And that means Dignitas will be facing CLG Red once again in that big grand final later on.
Yeah, and let me say this, right, for the people watching in Twitch chat who came maybe to support Abel, maybe to support Dig, I know that this best of 3 series has probably left you wanting a little bit more. What I will say is that was a really good look from Dignitas, and these CLG Red Girls, they always deliver, like every single time. So this grand final, even though this best of 3 might have been like a little bit in terms of how exciting it was, this grand final is one that's going to deliver, and I think you'll probably agree with me on that, Veerless, right?
Oh, for sure. I mean, already the best of 3 we saw yesterday, CLG versus Dignitas. It was a banger. You know, we had such intense, close score lines. We had a 16-14, I believe it was a nuke. We also got to see nuke. I mean, I personally love that. And let's see if we can maybe see some more of those spicy maps once again. But you will have to wait a little bit longer. But before, we will head back to the desk as they break down this match you guys just saw. And we go to a very quick break before that. So stay tuned and we'll be back very shortly.
Am I wasting time? 'Cause I'm already gone. So long, can you stay the night? 'Cause you're the thing I want. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. Electricity. Whoa. It's electricity. Electricity. It's electricity. When it's late at night, I feel you on my skin. My skin. You're all that's on my mind. It's finally sinking in. You're it. I know you're feeling different when you're stressed out, but even with no makeup you still stand out. 'Cause no one makes me feel the way you do now. Like you do now. The way that you move your body, you make it look like a hobby. Every time that you touch me, it's electricity. Things we discovered underneath last night's covers. Everything came so easy. It's electricity. We will stand our ground.
Welcome back to the DreamHack Showdown Summer 2020. And off with a Zeus, we are nearly ready for our grand final as Able Esports were unfortunately eliminated into third place by an on-form Dignitas. Just how impressive was this display for you, Potter?
Oh, it was so impressive. It was so impressive. And it was really just Dignitas, although they were dominating and winning on all fronts, they still showed us some really cool things. They showed us discipline and they showed us dominance, right? So I think this is kind of the perfect series for them to boost their confidence moving forward into the grand final. It was quite easy for them.
I am a bit confused by Able on Mirage because that was their map pick, and Vilga and I did a bit of calculation. Okay, I'm taking credit. Vilga did the calculations. She worked out it was until maybe round 23 before Able attempted an execute, and they actually won that round, and then the next round they couldn't repeat it. Vilga, what did you make of those strats or lack thereof on a Mirage?
Yeah, on Mirage we could see Able try to abuse mid a lot. Like most of the rounds on T side, they just try to, go mid, play default towards mid, do the A splits, do the B splits, but nothing was working. But then when suddenly they decided to do this A execution, they won this first gun round that they needed. They tried to do the same next round, but this time Dignitas had an answer on this.
And looking at the scoreboard, it seems like a player like Sapphire turning up, actually, that is a bit of a win condition for Able. Exile did her thing, has improved leaps and bounds clearly in confidence over the past few days. But Bashard and Sapphire not really performing as we'd expect them to, Potter.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate, and it's kind of what Vilga was mentioning about that mid control. There was a lot of good ideas coming up with the Able side. I can even understand why you would tunnel vision and keep revisiting that mid, even if you don't find success. Because listen, you need some sort of mid control, you need some sort of mid presence on Mirage in order to find better success towards A and better success towards B. So I can see why they kept revisiting it. But one of the things is Able Esports just kind of kept throwing new ideas, kept throwing strats against the wall and trying to figure out which one might stick. And I think if they maybe had a stronger game plan and stuck to that game plan throughout to the end, maybe they could have put a little bit more rounds on the board. But really, to be put it as simply as possible, Dig are just better. They're just better on all fronts, individually, strategically, team-wise. So no matter what Able did, I think it would have always been a challenge regardless.
And I noticed Pinecone in Twitch chat said that honestly, Able brought their A game against us yesterday and it felt like we were running into a brick wall. So it's just a case that Dignitas are just an incredible team. And we've got Emily from Dignitas with us right now. Hello, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hi guys. Bom dia. How are you all? How you doing?
Yeah, we're really great. We're just so shocked at how fast that was. And also, I kind of want to know where you're calling us from.
Oh, I'm in California. I'm in the process of moving. Are you wondering what's going on behind me?
I kind of am. Oh God, I'm so
the creepy
sorry.
chair? Yes. I'm moving. I just bought a new house, so please, sorry.
Well, I wanted to say Sapphire had a chat to us, not the Sapphire from Able, but the Sapphire you know very well indeed, had a chat to us before you guys kicked off your series today. And she said, you knew you needed to step it up a little bit today. And oh my God, you did. So tell us what was going on in your mind going into that series.
We just wanted to bring our A game today. Aim game, I guess, works too. Last night we sat down together and just worked on all of our mistakes. We watched the demos from all of our previous matches. And I think it really paid off for us just, not giving up. Today's a new day, so we're prepared for a rematch.
Emily, tell me please, since you're a captain of your team, are you giving motivational speeches to your teammates before important matches?
Always. I always have to give a good old speech that just gives everyone like, yeah, we're going to go in here and we're going to get this win. And, after every round, even if we win or lose, we're going to pump each other up. And it's really hard because we're playing from home. And, like playing at LAN and home's a little bit different. So I'm really trying to get us in the LAN mood from home. So that's kind of how I'm doing it, is the speeches.
Amazing.
Emily, we've been kind of discussing on the desk the roster issues you girls have been facing throughout these past couple months, even Artstar being a ringer. I want to know, has it been challenging bringing her back and incorporating her back into the mix? Or was it just kind of like she never left and you guys are moving forward on full speed right now?
That's a great question, Potter. Linny, we love her so much. She's been a part of our family for so long, outside of gaming and gaming. And so she even said that if you ever need somebody, I can always step in and ring for you. So she came in naturally. We hadn't played with her for about 5 months. So she came in and it was as if she kept playing with us. So the transition from her ringing for us is great. The mood's great. And we're ready to take on this next game.
I know you haven't announced your 5th player yet, but Sapphire did say that you found someone. Can you tell us anything about why you've chosen that person and what kind of role they'll be playing in the team?
Oh, okay. Well, she is a gem. She is so nice, experienced, motivational. She brings a lot of game knowledge. I don't want to give away too much. She's just lovely. She's lovely to be around, and that's kind of our team environment. We want someone that we can hang out with inside and outside of the game, and so far it's just such a nice. It's like she's been our teammate for so long already. So
I have another question.
I'm so excited. Yes.
I have another one. Okay, so yesterday Naya gave us a little breadcrumb. The breadcrumb was that she's international. Today I tried to get Heather to give us another breadcrumb, but she also gave me the same one. She also said that she's international. So I have to ask you, can you please give us some different sort of hint at all as to who this 5th is going to be?
Come on.
Come on, Emily. Come on. Give us
I
something.
can't. You guys will be shocked though. You guys know her. She's wonderful, international. She's lovely. I can't.
Fine.
Oh, I feel like if I was on the sidelines with you right now, Emily, I would have that name. Just flexing here. I can't. Damn it, I can't shake it out of you. So instead, I want to say, Dignitas, they're having a viewing party to support you right now. Have you got anything motivational you'd like to say to them?
Well, thank you everyone for giving us your undenying love and support. We work so hard every day, and I really feel like we deserve this win, and hopefully we can make everybody proud. And if not, it's a learning experience. So win or lose, we're happy. We're here. We're ready to give it our all right now.
You were fantastic in that opening series today. So good luck in your match against CLG Red. I think it's going to go all the way. So thank you so much and good luck.
Thank
Good luck.
you.
I feel like it would be so fun being on a team with Emily Potter.
Yeah, I'm trying to think still who this fifth is. I need to know.
Yeah, we should have asked if it was a free agent or if she's come from another team. We know it's no one from Galaxy Racer Esports. Otherwise, that would have been a really awkward interview.
Wait.
No.
Wait. No. Okay.
No.
Free agents in Europe. I think we're just gonna have to maybe during our next ad break, we're gonna go a bit Sherlock Holmes on this, but we don't have time to do that right now because Potter, you're gonna head to the drawing board and talk about Train and Rain.
Yes, Train and Rain. And I just had to highlight this synergy. And I was so impressed with this. If we take a look towards this T-Con area, you're going to see Rain. And she's just getting set up. And she's constantly looking towards the wall, constantly trying to be anti-flash. And take a look at this. Emily is going to throw a pop flash. She doesn't really need it, but she does get a double kill. And the perfect thing about all of this is Artstar has been at Ivy this whole time. She's been throwing the default nades, throws down the smoke, but this Molotov, perfect timing, pushes Sapphire out, gives Rain the perfect line of vision. And this is just a 4-piece coming out from Rain. It looked so easy. The talent, the mechanical skill was all there. If we can go to the point of view of Rain right now, we're going to see how these kills kind of unfolded for her. And like I said, she's playing this to perfection, looking at the wall, making sure she's anti-flashed, making sure she's not going to be surprised at any sort of a possible pounce. Then she's just full forward, full sending towards this sandwich area because she kind of is breaking down exactly where those frags are going to be, where that contact is going to be, and it's just drilled in her head, man, and she makes it look really, really easy.
Well, we've got two well-drilled teams in our grand final tonight. They are the teams that we expected to make it to the final two. And after seeing Dignitas perform today, it's going to be an absolute barn burner, so you do not want to miss it. And before we go to a break, I have to say a massive thank you to Harry and Veerless for being such fantastic casters for the past couple of weeks. Harry, you will know and love, and Veerless, you're going to be seeing a lot more from her in the future. So thank you so much for being part of the Showdown, guys, and we'll see you very, very soon. And as for you guys watching at home, we'll see you in I think probably 10-15 minutes or so. So you've got time to make yourself 2 cups of tea.